You know, for as mediocre as that probably was, I wouldn't know how to do it if it wasn't for Bocchi the Rock. Bocchi the Rock is a show that aired in the fall 2022 season about a socially anxious girl who joins a band. And ever since it aired, it always kind of stayed in the back of my mind. The characters, the jokes, the themes, the incredible music and animation, but most of all, it was the culture that blossomed from its immense popularity. What I'm trying to say is, Bocchi the Rock made fall 2022 amazing, and this is how it felt to experience it. According to a fan who went to a meet and greet in Malaysia last December for Bocchi the Rock's manga author Aki Hamaji, she believes that the show's popularity was thanks to memes. As a fan myself, I'd love to be a pretentious dipshit and say, oh, but of course it was the exquisite blend of slice-of-life storytelling and a comedic, yet genuine look at social anxiety that allowed for an accessible yet nuanced exploration of this topic, but yeah, it was probably the memes. So we're gonna talk about them first. Fun fact, you should 100% pledge to my Patreon. Fun fact number 2, also according to the info in this thread, Hamaji is a JoJo fan and her favorite anime is Angel Beats. And oh, what's that? We just became best friends? How did that happen? Anyways, memes. Low-hanging fruit first. This is Bocchi the Rock, this is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Take a wild guess what the joke is. Yeah, I don't really like this meme. It's not funny, just like The Rock himself. What is funny is Bocchi the Glock, if only because of how far the community took it. Chances are if you play any kind of shooter, there's a Bocchi the Glock mod for it right now. Half-Life 2, Left 4 Dead 2, Gary's mod, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Minecraft, H3 VR, Ready or Not, Team Fortress 2, Payday 3, GTA San Andreas, hell, there's even a mod for real life now. And don't worry, it's just a BB gun, it can't hurt anyone. This is the actual Bocchi the Glock. And that's not all, the joke is expanded further by this other one, where Bocchi has a firearm herself because she's a lonely kid in school with no friends, and wow, I should really stop talking. Anyways, this trend of putting Bocchi in everything extends far beyond just your shooty bang bangs. WrestleMania, Gary's mod, which again means every single Source Engine game, Chainsaw Man, Yakuza 0, and my personal favorite, Whiplash, because that just makes too much sense. Look at Bocchi all terrified while she's being yelled at by a complete sociopath. I find that to be extremely relatable. You know, this girl, she's just like me for real. Believe it or not, I sure didn't. This meme was actually originally a Chainsaw Man edit, but I first heard about it when everyone and their dog joked about how they relate to Bocchi, and then about how Bocchi reacted to people relating to her, and then it spiraled into like 7 layers of irony, as most things on the internet do nowadays. So, schizophrenia. What? Come on, don't make that face, you knew this was coming. Schizophrenia is serious, and it sucks, and if you have it, I'm very sorry. The Bocchi the Rock community does not collectively have it. What they do have, however, is a deep love for this wonderful show. And when said show was about to stop airing, people began discussing how it was so great that the show was going to continue, and even discussed plot points that didn't exist. Some people were fortunate enough to meet the characters from the show in real life and form friendships and even romantic relationships with them. It's very touching stuff. People outside of the community noticed this behavior and understandably said, "What the fuck are you all doing?" Causing the community to double down and continue to pretend to obsess over this show and its characters by refusing to take their pills. Yeah, this is the best Bocchi the Rock meme. It was the one that made me laugh the most, at least, both back when the show was still airing and even now as I go back and relive these relatively recent memories. So did these memes contribute to Bocchi's success? I don't know. What, you think I did fucking research for this video? Pfft, no. Bocchi was a hit, and that's all that matters. In fact, I just invested my entire life savings into Bocchi stock because I believe in it that much. Check this out. It's an order confirmation because the damn thing hasn't arrived yet. All 11 of these dollars are gonna pay for themselves really soon. And hey, speaking of which... merch is a tricky thing for a Western anime fan. Whenever you buy something for a show you like, there's like a 50-50 chance it's unlicensed, case in point. But the thing is, it's either that or you pay a premium to import goods from Japan. Because Western online retailers are very bad at giving people what they want, and hi, that's me, I'm people. Back when I was first getting into Bocchi after about 5 episodes had aired, I checked out what was at the time known as Right Stuff Anime, a site that I liked using because of all the discounts they gave off of MSRP. It's been bought out by Crunchyroll as of last year, but as a casual consumer, I haven't really noticed much of a difference in the way that it's run. Anyways, I typed in Bocchi the Rock, and what I saw was desperation. In fairness, I don't think anyone knew Bocchi was gonna be as big as it was. So I probably should have known I was walking into nothing but pre-orders for items that I'm sure some people wanted. Not me, but people. You had your standard acrylic standees, some pens, buttons, a mug and coaster set, plastic files, a towel, a towel, a towel, a towel, a towel. The 2 items I probably would have gotten if I wasn't a broke college student at the time were the poster set and the guitar pick blind box, because those are legitimately super cool. They're sold out now though, as is everything I just mentioned. To this day, Bocchi merch seems to still be trying to catch up with demand, as everything is either on pre-order or it's sold out. Luckily though, when people print stuff like manga or Blu-rays, they generally make a lot of stock, so there's still something to burn your wallet over. That's another thing. I remember the agonizing wait to see if anyone would localize the manga in the West. And every publisher just kind of ignored the outcry for months. And then Yen Press was like, oh shit, we like making money. And don't worry guys, we were printing it the entire time. It'll be on your doorstep next. Very soon. But why sit there biting your nails off waiting for a bunch of paper and plastic, right? It's not like this is an award-winning show that everyone loves or anything, right? In Anime Trending's Fall 2022 Anime Awards, Bocchi was awarded Anime of the Season with a total of 22,308 votes, edging out heavy hitters like Mob Psycho 100 Season 3, Gundam Witch from Mercury, Spy X Family, Bleach, Blue Lock, and yes, Chainsaw Man. The Kesoku Band album that spawned from the show was at the top of the charts digitally in Japan for 4 weeks. Bocchi the Rock was so popular that Hamaji had to be relocated from her table at Comiket to this dingy ass corner outside, all because she was creating way too much foot traffic and probably a fire hazard. Let it be known that she wasn't even selling anything Bocchi the Rock related, she was there to sell Dojin for Blue Archive, and Crunchyroll, being the cowards that they are, refused to let the Fall 2022 season appear in the 2023 Crunchyroll Awards. So we're only just now voting on shows that came out 16 months ago. Why not just push the start date back? Whatever, I'm not them. This was extremely unfortunate news for the community, because all they wanted at the moment was to settle their beef with Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man was, as we denizens of the future say, gassed up by the anime community as the ultimate Ohio Rizzler skibbity gat toilet. Fuck, yeah. Manga readers and Mappa's pedigree, at the time, got everyone super excited to see what this show had to offer. And when it aired, it was good. It looked good. It sounded good. It felt good to watch, and that was more than enough for some people to call it the new king. It was its birthright after all. It was what it was made to do as a popular shonen anime series. Sure, it didn't have the top spot in the ratings on sites like My Anime List. That went to Bleach's final arc, which is something that's been hyped up by a niche corner of the anime fandom for like 10 years now. So whatever, I'm sure that everyone was fine with respecting their elders and taking the still prestigious number 2 placement. Oh. Hello? What the hell is Bocchi the Rock? On December 17th, 2022, Bocchi the Rock outscored Chainsaw Man, taking the number 2 slot behind Bleach for the fall 2022 season on my anime list, a position that it still holds to this day. Now, Chainsaw Man fans, at least the ones on Twitter and a vocal minority at that, did not like this. I didn't have Twitter at the time, so I just saw the occasional viral tweet where a level-headed, rational human being would say, "Oh, what's that? You like this show? Well, you probably commit federal crimes." I was not at all involved in this discourse, nor would I ever want to be, so I can't pretend like I was. But from what I've reluctantly seen, this was a massive shit show where both sides were way over the line. Given how that went though, you're probably assuming that everyone else wanted a slice of the Bocchi pie too, right? No, it was just Chainsaw Man fans. Good job, guys. In fact, if anything, other communities were rallying around Bocchi to root for the underdog. And when episode 4 of the show aired, a friendship was formed with a wildly different show that dropped on Netflix just a month earlier. Wait, what? No, why am I back on screen? The song isn't over yet. What? What do you mean it's copyrighted? No, it's Cyberpunk. It's a video game, right? It's fine? No? Shit!
Alright, don't worry, I can fix this. Fire that burns. I don't know how to play guitar or sing at all.
By the way, a link to this edit is in the description. You should check it out, it's really good. Cyberpunk Edgerunners is a serious, gory, dystopian show about how the progression of technology is destroying human individuality, making it the perfect complement to a show about a bunch of high school girls starting a band. A lot of really wholesome interactions and funny memes came out of this, and all because Bocchi acted like a cyber psycho at the mere mention of getting an Instagram account. So I've shoved this thing in your face a couple of times already, and I think it's about time I address it. Yes, I got into guitar because of Bocchi the Rock. I always thought that music was cool and I wanted to get into it. I would do things like practice piano a little bit over the pandemic to keep myself from going crazy, as you can see in this now ancient Angel Beats video. But I thought the guitar just wasn't for me. My fingers weren't dexterous enough and my movements were too sloppy to succeed, or at least that's what I told myself. Piano, that's easy. You press a key, it makes a noise, instant gratification, bada bing bada boom. But this thing, it's weird and scary. Watching shows like K-On! Didn't help much either, as occasionally they'd go into detail about how annoying it is to get good at guitar. But then Bocchi the Rock came along. I'm not sure what it was about this show that really began to make guitar look fun, but I can tell you what sold me on it. In episode 5, when the band is in the middle of their audition at Starry, Bocchi figures out why she's playing music and gains the resolve to do her best for her bandmates before exploding into the chorus of the song Guitar, Loneliness, and the Blue Planet. Even without knowing anything technical about music, this still felt like a genuine and passionate expression of every thought and feeling that just passed through her head. Her audience noticed, her bandmates noticed, and I noticed. It was enough to make me say, I want to do that. So around January of 2023, I pulled together some tip money from a coffee shop that I worked at a year prior and got this thing. It is very pretty and cool, but it does not have a name because I think that's kind of weird. Long story short, I was teaching myself how to play for a while and then things got really busy. But now that I've graduated and have an actual job, I can afford to go to lessons, and those have been going great. Will I ever be good at this thing? I don't know. But I'm having fun, so I'm gonna keep at it. I know a lot of you guys are the same, by the way. I've loved seeing people share their progress of their musical journeys online, or even say that they want to buy an instrument because of this show. Any show that can get people into a new hobby must be pretty special, and I guess that's why we're all here listening to me blabber on right now, isn't it? This show is special, at least to me it is. It was the first time I felt like everyone I knew who watched anime was on the same page. I'd get messages from friends who weren't even that big into the medium asking me to PayPal them $30,000, which would evolve into a very excited, "Oh my god, you've watched this thing too" conversation. The passion that the staff clearly put into this show infected everyone who watched it. Everything from the fan interactions, to the interviews, to the merchandise, to the guitars, all cross-pollinated to create this blissful, fun-loving atmosphere on the internet for a while. Eventually it stopped and we all went back to our corners and did business as usual, but man, that feeling of connectedness was so fun. And stuff like this happens all the time really. It's the internet. Gassing shit up and forgetting about it the next day is kind of our thing. The whole Oppenheimer x Barbie event comes to mind as a recent example. But as someone who was actually a part of this one, played a very small role in it, and to this day still thinks about it all the time, it felt important to talk about it. You may have only been king for a day, and even that's debatable, but look on the bright side. You sure as hell left your crowd wanting more. Now please, for the love of God, announce season 2. Holy shit.
Time to shine and I'm down and round. I'm gonna travel to the break into rounding out. I'm on a mission, routing out whatever it is I gotta do. Routing out until the day I meet you. I'm routing out. I look up in the skies, asking out a while, but never let it faze me. I'm keeping good vibes when I'm on the road. Watch out for all surprises. What it provides is good and bad, but nothing entices.
Another one day in the night, let me paint the view.
Hi, thanks for watching, and a special thanks to Silent Secondary, Mr. Chocolate Salmon, and the rest of my wonderful patrons.